All right, good. We're live. I can't sleep. I had a discussion with a couple of people I know, and there's some shit going on down, let's just say across Twitter, that a lot of people are kind of in and out about. And I'm not one to particulate and stuff, especially when I know a lot of the people that deal with these personalities. They've dealt with a lot of this crap. But at the same time, you got to point it out. And the shit going down on Twitter, I don't know if you even heard about it. I'm coming from a non biased opinion at this point. But shit like this, where you're grasping for attention so freaking hard that you're willing to just not think before you act, it is a pain in the ass. And this comes to deal with whoa, hey, pod racing, this shit. And this has to deal with all of the fucking Vito crap going on right now on Twitter. I respect people's opinions to want to stand up for your friends. Sure, that's great to do, but picking your battles and how to pick your battles, I also think should be handled with some type of care. And I went through the feeds. I went through some of this stuff. And what I think this guy's doing is literally just being an attention seeker. I've seen him trying to grab himself with attention with like Nerdrotic and everyone else before, Geeks and Gamers before. I've seen all of it. But you don't go out of your way to push this type of, it's okay to be a complete another harassful human being, and I use that lightly. You're buying domains just to prove a point that you have some type of power or derogatory, condescending attitude over other people on YouTube or another platform because you think you can. You technically don't. And I don't know what your beef is with them, nor do I care, because it's not just you're attacking these other larger channels for whatever your personal beef is. It's the fact that you're buying their names up under a pretense. Lady Gravemaster, Yellow Flash. And then you got stuff like this. Just to retweet stuff, and you're literally just, look, all there. DJ Cobra, Ryan Kinnell, Lady Gravemaster. It is pathetic. Like, why are you so obsessed with everyone else's crap that you would go to an extent where you would buy their names as a .com or whatever, and then go out of your way to then start judging people based off their looks because they support these types of people? I do know Kaylee. She mods for me. We've interviewed her, and she is a very large-spirited girl. She has a huge heart. But when you're doing this type of crap, trying to slander names, trying to slander people based off their looks, literally proving you're buying these websites just for this attention. Do you even have an ounce of humanity left in you? I don't partake in all the pop culture, this and that, negative clicks and all, or good clicks and stuff like that. Like, I like pop culture. I love comics. I love movies. I love everything. But this online personal drama where even Keemstar is literally like getting in the fray. It's just, dude, you got to take a step back. It's a new year and you're already starting shit. Or continuing the shit of whatever you're doing. Like, do these people hurt you in some way? Hurt you to the point where you have to go out of your way. And I'm going to show you the Kindle site. I'm going to show you the Kindle site. Because this shit right here, this he thinks this is funny. He thinks. Wait, did it not show any of my, did it show any of the, yeah, it did. Okay, I'm not crazy. If you want to link on to talk about this and you want to like give your opinion, go for it. But dude, dude, seriously, you leave your name on it too. You're a grown fucking man. And you waste so much energy on slandering and attacking someone. Do you even know them? Do you know how they've lived? Or are you only judging them based on their online personality? Yeah, it's the same one he bought. Yeah, it is. We know it's Vito. Like, dude, like, this is too far. I came to YouTube about 2 years ago. I've seen these personalities grow, help people out, give their opinions, whether it be shouting and smashing a controller, having FNT go live and just having a good time while making a serious point. And then you get this drama crap where you go out of your way to make a website to slander and mock someone and a whole group of people. For what? Bruce, this is a website he actually made. He actually bought a whole bunch of domains, and this is the Ryan Kinnell one. This is this is shit I don't usually talk about, okay? Because like I don't get it. I'm trying to grasp how far a human being will go thinking you are doing anything that's even in the right of humanity, even the right of being a human being, like a proper human being, a respectful human being. And I don't usually do videos like this. I'm not up at 2 o'clock in the morning usually talking about this crap. We all see the personalities online with Geeks and Gamers, whether it be Jeremy Griggs, Ryan Kinnell, Drunk, everyone. But at the same time, online personas isn't their real personas. But they don't need this shit. They don't deserve the shit. Yeah, I know they're grown-ups. I know they can handle their problems. They've dealt with a lot worse. But this crap. This is crap. And Vito, I don't know you well enough to even have a debateful conversation with you, but I've seen some of your tweets on how you're trying to stand on stuff and subjects that is just, you just don't touch it or even try to defend it. And then you go out of your way when people start coming back at you and doing this crap. You're attacking people who have no actual involvement rather than calling you out because they don't agree with you and think you're going too far. And you're mocking them based off their looks. You're mocking them because you think you can. You can't. You shouldn't. Are views and attention more important than your own soul? That's the question I have to ask this. Because I know of Ryan. I've heard how he is. I know he's a good father. He's a good husband. He has been good to his country. And he is there for a lot of fucking people. Jeremy's also a good man. He's gone out of his way to support and help a lot of things. He's also a businessman. And he looks after his company and his employees. And this social media bullshit banter back and forth, like making websites like this, trying to take over someone's name to teach a lesson on what the first things are in the online shit should be done, is your prerogative to teach. It's not. It's not. Like, there shouldn't be any winning in this. This is embarrassing to him. I see this as more like, I need attention, and whether I get it positively or negatively from the people who follow me and agree with me, whether the people that don't like me, I'm getting the attention I want. This is about power. In my opinion, this is about power. This is about ego. This is about being an asshole. I don't think you want to go through life living your life being the asshole. I don't think anyone wants to live like that. Vito made this website, supposedly, and I'll even bring it back up. Because he's been doing this all over Twitter, and I took some screenshots. He went after Kaylee as well. He's gone after a bunch of people. But, oh, shoot, hold on. My whole fucking file just crashed. Just give me 1 second here. I'm having like a weird day, Bruce. But, yeah. This is what I was showing earlier. I'm speaking this from a streamer who, like, yeah, I don't know where Vito is. I don't care. This is the same guy who's causing all this attention. He's down there with the Dave Chappelle Netflix strike. I believe it was the same dude trying to just get popularity. He went up, yeah. Well, I don't know why he went after Kayla. All I know is I got the picture, and I was like, when you see stuff like this, Jesus Christ, how many chromosomes are you missing exactly? You shut up. Shut up. If you don't know the person, shut up. I hate online drama. Even probably doing the stream right now, giving my opinion, it's probably bullshit. But a lot of these people have had faith in it, whether it be Neurotic, FNT, Ecobase, fucking Midnight's Edge, anything like this. They have found a place to connect with people because they had an opinion that matched. They found a place they can not just belong, but feel like they can actually call someone a neighbor on an online community without being like bashed for their opinion. Sure, it still happens once in a while when you have discussions, there are debates and yada, 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 but they don't deserve this. No one deserves this shit. You're going after Lady Gravemaster, and then you're changing your fucking avatar. Like, now I'm Pretty Vito. I'm Lady Gravemaster now. Ooh, I bought a website. Dude. Like, Yellow Flash guy? Like, really? Have we lost the ability as human beings just to let things go if we don't agree with another community on a social platform? Or do we go to this extent and think we're still doing something that we might consider funny when you're proving everything right and what's wrong with social media? Insane tactics while hiding behind a screen. This is not how you do things in life. This is not how you should live. Wrong picture. That was X-Wing. Don't worry about that one. This shit is fucked up, man. You've wasted so much money to buy someone's name on a .com to prove a point, while bashing people who support these people, who've inspired them, helped them through dark times. Because you can't see past your own self. I hope I never reach that point in my life where I turn out to be someone like that. And Vito, I really don't know you, man. But your actions, your fucking actions speak louder than everything else. And this is not human. Keep calm. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay, Bruce. Calm down. I don't usually talk on this shit. We are literally 9 days into 2022. And already you're picking up yourself, your Fortnite. Sorry about that too. I thought I had more pictures. You're going down a road, or continuing a road that you're just killing your soul. I have met so many great people in the 2 years I've been here, not for being a streamer, but just by talking in the chats, hearing Ryan, Drunk, Gary, Heel versus Babyface, fucking Flash, Umbrella Guy, all those types of people. And they're all thrown in this category of just being, sorry, use my language correctly, a hate group, or all they do is hate on things, or they're always looking for this, or they're always doing for that. Sometimes it's a business model. Sometimes media and mainstream is that bad. but they're not going out and doing this shit. This shit has to stop. I know it will never stop, but this is going too far. To fuck over someone's name. It's like you want to take away someone's name so you can have power over their personality. Or I don't get it. I don't understand how people can act like this. And I'm probably rambling. I don't know much about him either. But violence isn't the way to go about it. I don't agree with this guy's actions. I don't agree with making a full website dedicated to a person that seems to be living in your head rent-free. Like, literally, dude, this is all you did? Like, what's your fucking beef with Geeks and Gamers that you go to a point where this could be, like, what, legal trouble? You posted receipts of you buying the websites. Your name is on the fucking website, for fuck's sakes. Like, what the fuck, dude? This is something not even like a teenager would do. This is like, it's not right. And you can hate me for all you want. You can think I'm some kind of little preachy whatever. But I'm coming from the human aspect, man. Like, I've lost a lot of shit this year. Last year, too. Got laid off by email. Dad got thrown in the hospital. I didn't know what the fuck was going to happen. I have to live off disability because of the car accident that fucked me up. But I came to YouTube, and it's been a good experience. There's been some shitty people. But I would never go at the people that have been shitty to me like this. You don't go after the people that support the community either. Suck it up. Haters. You're vilifying and attacking people for what? This shit's so fucking stupid. Yeah, they are weird about slander and libel, but it's not even this. Why are you wasting so much energy on this shit? Why keep going down this road? Why attack people for the way they are, how successful they are, and when they disagree with your opinions? And dude, you have some really fucked up opinions. I'm not going to lie about that, because I can go through this right now and just like, I'm trying to find it. Just give me a second here. And I think it's this shit right here. I think this is the shit that triggered it, because honestly, this tweet, this whole fucking statement, this shit right here, no. You're a fucking monster if you think this shit. I'd be getting therapy if I ever tweeted shit like this. Fuck, I would never tweet shit like this. And if this is what stemmed all this crap, because someone really thinks how you write shit. Sorry, I got kicked out of the stream. Hey, Sherry. That's the shit that I'm like, I'm not going to put it too long, but when I see stuff like this, having basic empathy for non-offending PPs, P-files, whatever you want to call it, will ultimately lead to less child abuse. Where is the study in that? The fact that this take is controversial is a sad reminder that we still live in an intellectual dark age. No, we don't. You're thinking in a dark age, a sick age, a gross age. What does non-defending means? that we understand breaking the existing laws is a no. Even thinking about it without breaking laws makes you a fucking sicko. That thought shouldn't even be in your head. If even those thoughts are in your head, you should be seeking help, therapy, some type of treatment. It's gross. It's disgusting. And when you get called out on it, people are going to criticize it. And then you go after Stephanie, and you buy her mynerdyhome.com and debate where to send the websites and shit. Echo, you should, if you're awake, you should see this shit. Because, our Vito, well, Vito's been buying up people's names online in online domains and doing this shit. And I don't usually talk about this crap. But this is the shit he's going. He's gone after Kaylee, criticizing how she looks and about chromosomes. She's bought up mynerdyhome.com, yellowflash.com, jeremygriggs.com, and this is the ryankindle.com. Yeah. This is just shit. It's shit. If you some of this nonsense, you know who Kaylee is. Now hold on, I brought this up before. Like this is the shit that bothers me. I don't know if it's Coach or Nick. Why is it not? There we go. I'll put the link in the chat if anyone has an opinion. But there you go. I want to get that out there. Yeti, if you're listening, bro, you're welcome to come on and talk too. Because I know retweeting this shit is going to put more fuel on the fire, and then your name's going to end up on one of his domains, and then he's going to control your whole fucking shit. And people who deal with fucking drama don't want to deal with that shit. But yeah, when I saw this, Coach or Nick, this is when I got kind of irritated. Hold on. You got to be, hey, Nick, you got to be respectful, Brandon. Don't slander V, okay? Got that? Hello?
I'm sorry about that. What was that again?
No slandering the guy, because I don't want him trying to...
There's no use saying the person that shall not be named. It's a waste of time. But
this shit's not right.
Yeah, it really is not right. This is what happens when you allow people who are mentally ill any type of what's the appropriate word that I can use? It's late. My brain's not fully functioning.
That belong to get their head checked?
Yeah. This, I don't. This is the first time today that I've ever heard of this person or anything.
A lot of people have been that way.
Yeah,
and these like I'm guessing the way Vito is, he's a craver of attention, whether it's negative or bad, and will push the envelope to see how far he can push that envelope to get that sort of attention because he needs that fuel for his fire.
That's what it definitely looks like.
And when you see shit like that website, when I saw the website, I was like, no fucking way. And I haven't checked the other ones, but yeah. Bruce, give me a second. You also have to be respectful, Bruce. I know you hate me saying that, but I want to make sure it's not like attacking the person. They can say, "Oh, I'm slandering him too," because I'm not.
I'm just saying I want to talk to him.
A lot of people do. But like, look, we got stuff like this.
Yeah.
Lady Gravemaster, he bought the domain. He thinks he's teaching a lesson, and then they're mocking the amount of subs at a channel. And then all his followers are doing that too. Lady Gravemaster. It's like success. Yellow Flash guy. Success. He's like, I will teach a class in protecting your brand. And then you get it's feeding the trolls, and the trolls make him push farther because he thinks he's doing a great job.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I don't want to see the slander of the P word, but like this is all based on the whole post. There's Kaylee. This shit was why I actually made this.
That's what pissed me off the most.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
and there's Thomas. Didn't he go after Thomas during the Dave Chappelle shit? Right before the Dave Chappelle strike at Netflix, didn't he go after Thomas as well, or was that Mark Jarbo? Which one was that?
They all seem to go together. I don't remember, but yeah, either way, it's bullshit for that shit to be happening. It's just stupid.
And like Phil TMT, we all know Phil TMT. He's like, you're going to target Kaylee because she's calling you out, and he's just like mean. Look at her. Like, dude, you're the last one to talk. Like, it's like, I think we've all had enough of this crap. There it is again. Vito's human garbage. Next thing you know, oh, I now own your shit. And he's literally showing receipts.
Feed him to a wood chipper.
I don't agree with people who do this, but I have a question to ask when it comes to this.
How is it legal?
No, not about the legal. When we see this shit online as people who support a lot of the big streamers out there, do we retweet it in thinking we're supporting it? Or are we just putting another target on our back for a person who's literally will go after anyone?
Unfortunately, it's both.
Yeah.
With anything in life, there's always a calculated risk and a calculated reward. And the more I think about this now that you've brought this up and talked about it, I don't, as much as for some people it's hard to have to drop that extra money to protect yourself. But I think that as content creators, once you're up and going, it's better to protect yourself in fashion, get the domain before some jackweed does something like this.
Yeah.
It sucks, but what else really can we do? In the US, as far as I know, or my understanding of the way our laws are, what this person has done is completely 100% unethical. But it is not illegal.
And our favorite friend is back. Hey, John, nice name in there. Nice to see you in the chat. New name. That's a good point. Are you piling on, or are you magnifying something that deserves to be punished with the slash? I think it also thinks if you're dealing with a personality who is focused on attention for themselves, whether it be negative or not, the same way we look at like movie publicity, etc. Good attention still like bad publicity is still publicity. Do you think you should pick your battles, or is it just going to end in a nightmare? Because now we got Ian jumping in on this. And that's the RyanKindle.com thing. That's why I checked it. And literally they're like, wasn't Ian Miles a couple days ago found out for doing PayPal fraud or some shit like that? Was he all like highlighted on the quartering?
I know that him and the quartering have issues, and I haven't dug that far back into it, but my understand about this dude and his grift is it wouldn't surprise me if he was indeed involved in something nefarious and scandalous that goes beyond just the unethical realm and goes into the realm of being illegal. It would not surprise me.
Allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
So, yeah, supposedly, this is a quartering video, I think, from yesterday. Miles Chung lies about PayPal ban and demands money. That was done from the quartering.
Yeah.
And what happened was, this is January 5th. Supposedly, PayPal permanently bans journalist Ian Muggins from the account. And he's like jumping on the bandwagon. YouTube me to fix me? Okay. A new name? I just like is this all we have left after 2 years with lockdowns and restrictions? That we're just gonna go at each other? You're gonna make a stupid opinion about Peter files, whatever you want to fucking call it, and saying as long as they don't act out on it, they should be like get a free like a pass. And then when you're criticized about that bad take, all of a sudden you're going out of your way to try to fuck with people.
This is what happens when we let the inmates run the asylum. It the whole thing dealing with the p word or cuties or any of that is it always in a Western society has been frowned upon and treated very harshly. At least with the current Western society, it's only been just within, I would say, probably about the past 5 years or so that you've had people starting to really push to normalize and to not treat it for what it is, and that's a mental illness, a derangement, a perversion, and calling it what it is. But now, anytime that you try to do that, you get people that do this, and then you got the sycophants that absolutely love it and will, you know, they'll hop on the bandwagon because they think they're sticking it to somebody who maybe or maybe not has a different political ideology. You know, as much as we don't like to talk about the realm of politics, this is the type of thing that fits right into everything revolving around the culture wars, revolving around wokeness, revolving around the ideas of what it means to be in a civilized society. And all these things are being attacked and dragged down through various means and through various methods over the years, and it has accelerated. And it sucks. We try to make things better on the pop culture side of things because that's where, that's what we like to do. That's where we are most comfortable with. But I'm thinking that at some point, even though some people don't like to, we might have to become more politically active and start demanding more accountability for some of this just abjectly unethical behaviors. It's a sad reality that we're in, and yeah, being 2 years into the virus that shall not be named, with where I'm at, I only had to really deal with any type of stupid shit for maybe 3 months. Then after that, most people around here, yeah, they did the masks for a while. They did a few other things. But ever since last year, after things went down in 2020 and going into 2021, most everybody where I live basically said F it. And for the most part, most people don't care. I haven't run into any, to any people that freak out because of one way or the other. But we've got to, as a society as a whole, at least in this country, we have got to find a way to either get back to being to where we can accept another person's point of view without getting completely butthurt, butt sore, and doing stupid shit
except
like
for this
this.
point of view, except for his point of view, because the whole P-file thing is
except for
definitely
that,
something.
because that's straight up illegal. The whole thing revolving around the P word, it is illegal, and it's illegal for a reason. But
and
yeah.
I don't even think he believes what he says or whatever, but like, yeah, I'm just like, for me, I came from the point of view. I'm just like, look, why are you attacking all these people? Like, why is it such an adamant thing to go after the same people over and over again, and then go after their followers or whatever it is, just because they don't agree with you or your take literally is inhumane?
Yeah, it's mental illness. I know that's a simplistic answer, but
that's a pretty solid answer.
Yeah, when it comes right down to it, this person his brain does not work like the majority of people. Now, I know that everybody with the way that they think or how they do things is different, but at the end of the day, anybody that is willing to give a pass or support what this person is tweeting out, that is mental illness, that is perversion. And there has to be a point where we have to put the foot down and say, no, there are certain things we do not cross. And this dude seems to like to want to cross them. Every single one of them. No decency in society. I can tell you right now that if this is all stuff that was being done in real life as opposed to online, no way he'd be doing it, because he would know that there'd be consequences, and the consequences of that would not be very pretty.
Kaylee's father get a hold of him, or Drunk 3PO, myself. I mean, it's just one of those things, and Vito claims to be he's a guinea and he's got a thick neck and he knows how to be rough. Well, the guy's just sitting behind a keyboard. That's all he's doing.
That's it. That's
all
the
he
main.
does.
That's the main thing here we're looking at. YouTube
Mhm.
equally says Andy Stumpf clearly said clearly on Joe Rogan, we can always vote, and when that becomes something else, people will, with my background, will have to do things to great effect.
And that was why
What's
I brought
that thing
exactly
when-
what he's talking about.
And Soul says, what's the thing when someone created attention and likes? Fat Steven right now, supposedly. I don't.
That would
But
be-
narcissistic.
Yeah, narcissistic,
and he's
attention
very much
whore,
narcissist.
scumbag, asshole, whatever term you want to use. It's all interchangeable with something like that.
I just don't agree with this shit. I like the Ryan Kindle website in general is fucked up.
Oh yeah, it's just
And-
stupid.
But Ryan is a grown man.
I know he is.
He can take
Fight his
care of
battle.
things. He's got the resources to buy the website or to stick a team of lawyers after him, or maybe just make a phone call or two. Kaylee, on the other hand, I don't know how she's going to react. I would feel that she's probably going to ask for help because she doesn't have the resources that Ryan and Griggs have. Does that
I
make
think-
sense?
Yeah,
it does.
absolutely.
And
Well-
when you're seeing what porno hell site should I redirect it to? Why?
Yeah,
it's
once again, mental illness on full display. Well,
I guess
then
it
they put-
depends on the state lines, but maybe
Yeah.
for anyone who doesn't know, Andy is a Navy SEAL with a couple of Halo World Records, and he was part of a lot of SEAL operations. Awesome.
Yep. High altitude, low opening parachute drops. The fun shit.
Yep.
He says Ryan doesn't have the PO3 because he's a PO3 out of the Navy. Okay, but the thing is, why do this? This is where my mind is boggling here. If I had millions of subs and shit on YouTube or even Twitch or anything like that, do you think it's the popularity that manipulates and warps our minds into becoming the personality that we see? Like the online personality eventually becomes the person every day, or is the true colors coming out while hiding behind the online personality? I'm talking the way B is running right now, with that whole Peter Files thing and how it's gone today, and how he, I don't know. I don't know how to. I don't get this.
That's a tough one. Without, as I said, without knowing more about this person or digging into it, and I really don't want to touch any more of this person, but this is something that I can see happening both ways. I've known people that once they have that little bit of power, even if it's just over maybe a few people as a manager, they change. Or as you said, someone getting into a character and then not being able to separate the character from them, and then taking on that persona and continuing with it. It's a cognitive dissonance in some ways, but if I was to really put on my thinking cap and really sit down and go back through some of my some of the stuff that I used to study, I would say more times than not, it's an underlying problem within their personality that gets amplified because they now have this feedback loop, whether it be by Twitter or through YouTube, and it just draws out the worst in people. And since there's no real way for us to, without resorting to extreme measures to stop it or to shut it down or to prevent it from happening, all that we can do is either respond to it, call it out, call him a shitbag, and then just leave it at that, or ignore it.
You're welcome, Sentinel. Nice to see you in the chat, dude.
Yeah.
Rogue Disney. Yes, Kaylee is a really sweet person. I've gotten
Yes,
to
she
know
is.
her. She's very heartening. She's a huge fan of Gina Carano. And I know the Gina Carano shit's is across the board either too much to hear about or you loved what's happened. Both are good.
Yeah, yeah.
I
Kaylee's
honestly,
a
I
really
just need to get this off my head because when I started going through his feed, I'm like yeah, and whoever brought up, I forgot who it was. Yes, he is the dude. He is the dude that was down at the Netflix protest for Dave Chappelle stuff and had his sign broken. So I'm beginning to think it's more of a narcissistic type of thing. As long as he gets the
Yeah.
clicks, views, and attention, because what he eventually got on the Alex Jones show, right? Because of that, but he wasn't interviewed by Alex Jones, so even then it was still a fail.
Yeah, on that part, I don't know. I try to pay attention to as much of it as I can, but I don't recall that part of it. It wouldn't surprise me because even a person who's a complete and utter douche noodle, it's the old saying: a broken clock is right twice a day. Even people that I abhorrently may not like, every once in a while they'll do something that actually makes sense to me. With the whole thing with the Netflix thing, that made sense. What he did was right, even though he himself is still problematic and all these things. But yeah, at the end of the day, though, one right thing does not make everything else just
I don't
magically go away.
I don't think he's had any right things at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Netflix thing, that anybody could have gone down there just to get attacked by Antifa. I'm not feeling like this is a special power he had.
Yeah.
If
He
we had
probably did it
Antifa
because he
in
knew that he
Texas,
could get away with it and that he would get attacked, and just to be the agent
Yeah,
provocateur.
he was happy. He was happy. He was using it as the
probably-
guise for attention because he had the cameras on him.
Yeah.
He was saying the opposite of what it was, and like I'll agree with one statement. He says Dave Chappelle is funny. Yes, he is funny.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Water's
he probably believes everything else that everybody else there was doing. He was just doing it just to get the attention, and that is a narcissistic trait.
yeah. Now the problem is, do we consider ourselves narcissistic if we are under the guise of retweeting what's happening, especially with the situations like this? Are we helping the situation when we retweet saying, "Hey guys, look at this"? Or do you think we're actually feeding the troll that just wants to that attention as food and sustenance? Is there a time to
curating, Stephen?
what?
I think you're curating. I think you're trying to help gatekeep and be like, hey, we have this shit bag here and he's in our fucking pool. He's ruining the brand.
So you should out it and retweet it if you see it.
I would at least make it known to where like, hey, this is a garbage site that's made by a garbage human being. He's jealous of other people with their success and their not being well-to-do, but with their ability to generate goodwill, with their ability to actually make things happen. Geeks and Gamers, a hate site, was able to throw a bunch of money to a charity that piece of shit Zack Snyder liked, and he didn't want to have Geeks and Gamers affiliated with it. And he fucking told Uchi about that. Geeks and Gamers is able to fucking generate funds because the people they have are rabid fans and they're filled with passion, and they're not bad people. They're just generally the ones you never hear from.
Yeah. But do you think, no, I get what you're saying, but when we see shit like this and we retweet it out when it's saying it's supporting our friends, does it help or does it negate the problem? That's, you know what I mean, though? Is it helping or is it making it worse? Because that's what I'm trying to figure out here. Like, there's even this stream right now is bothering me.
I think what's going to happen is that somebody's going to pretty much be daddy to Vito here and be like, cut it the fuck out. Stop. And I think that's what's going to be the result of this. It's not going to be pretty to get to that point. And that point might be a really ugly situation. But I think somebody's going to grab Vito's little hands and smack him on the wrist with the ruler of authority and be like, this stops.
Yeah, this is one of those catch-22 conundrums because it can go either way. A troll is a troll. It's going to feed an asshole no matter what. But let me think here for just a second.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to put your mind around it because you
Yeah.
don't know. Like even talking about like that, I'm doing it right now because I was debating. I was like, okay, fuck this shit. I want to talk about this because get my thoughts out. I'll probably get remove the stream afterwards because I'm already getting limited ads for some weird reason because I didn't even press monetization. I guess I turned it on by accident. But we can't even talk about this stuff
No, not on this platform, not easily.
not on any platform at this point.
Rumble.
YouTube.
Well, this is one of those touchy subjects. No matter where it's at, but there are the two sides to it. If you there's an old saying regarding the worst insult that you can give to a person or to a culture or to anything is to ignore them.
Yeah, that's it. That's what I was raised as.
Yeah,
the more you
and
give
that's
attention,
typically what I would do. But at the same time, there comes a point where things can't be ignored. And this person, I believe, has crossed over into that because of the things that is purportedly that he supports. And then attacking people.
or he's trying to half-ass excuse as it's okay because they didn't do anything. Yeah.
Yeah. He's trying to morally justify himself because he hasn't acted on those thoughts or impulses. And
how would
you're
you guys
right, as far as I'm
if you knew
concerned,
somebody was masturbating thinking about your 5-year-old daughter?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let's not.
I mean,
calm down. Calm down.
Sorry,
on
I'm just.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but you make a good point. It's pretty much saying, oh, just because I thought about it and didn't act on it, it should still be okay because it's not breaking the law. But technically, you did act on it because you thought about it and did it to yourself without actually going through it. It's still there.
Yes.
Yeah.
So even if you're trying to say it's not law breaking, you're just using that as that way. You would call that a loophole.
Yeah.
While saying you can still be a monster. That's like saying the troll that lived under the bridge and ate the 3 billy goats gruff. Oh, I only ate parts of them, so technically I didn't eat all of them.
I didn't eat them whole.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're playing semantics with the language, and that's another thing that really does grind me is the constant adaptation of language or the acceleration of the changing of language to help make things that were once known. Words have meaning, and to take that away, you start really going down a bad rabbit hole, and we are currently in that process, and it hurts. And because of that it makes it easier for somebody like this to wordsmith their way out of being out of being shamed completely, as he should have been. This is something that should be completely and utterly. This person should carry the shame, have the scarlet letter branded on them, and everybody just shun them. But because of how things are in the internet age, that has changed.
I would love it if we were able to brand people.
Oh, come on, that would not. Yeah, Bruce. Last thing I want is you running around with a hot pick, going, "Here, I got something for you." I don't think that will work. Like, because then they'll just use that as the badge of honor, and then it would create like this weird type of like outcast sect. So no matter what, it's a winning and losing situation. The problem is, people criticize what they said because they were trying to use a loophole, like if you say of wording, whether it be law or real or a point of view to them. And then they went overboard and started making sites like this, buying up domain names and all that stuff. And then it comes down to, do I support these communities that I'm a fan of, that have helped me through things? Or am I just making it worse, not only for those people, but for myself at the same time? Because not only the person who's initiating this whole fucking bullshit, it's their followers as well. And we don't know the extent of those personalities behind them, on how much they will fuel or go the distance. And then you're stuck in this limbo of like, how can I support without destroying myself and others around me at the same time?
This is our Kobayashi Maru.
It is a Kobayashi Maru. So I'm trying to figure out how much of your humanity you can throw to the wind just to to survive on that one loophole.
You can sleep with the fan on pretty easily. I'll just say that.
Yeah, it is. It is a tough one because anywhere you go, there is no winning as far as which one is losing, but not losing completely. I don't think there is because either way you go,
I give too much
you
credit.
could ignore him, but
Sorry.
then he could just keep it going, or you could respond, but then it just fuels the troll. Either way,
You're screwed.
yeah, you're screwed. And as far as which way you get screwed the least, man,
That's the thing.
yeah,
Are we at the point now since lockdowns that, and I'm sorry for having this website up, Brian. I'm not trying to cause shit, but this is one of Vito's work, so it's pretty much good representation. And what I'm going to say is, do you think we've lost more of our humanity, not more of our humanity, but the ability to sell more of our soul just to get 5 minutes of attention from people that are asshole? Hey, Mandalorian, how you doing?
yes, I would say absolutely yes. And part of that's because especially with you in Canada being more locked down than I am here,
Yeah.
you don't have that ability to have that interpersonal communication relationship and be able to
No.
continually exercise all the nonverbal cues, all the social norms, all of that.
Social cues. Yeah.
Yeah, the social cues, all of that's tossed out the window.
Yeah.
And it goes into a deeper issue that's being studied with regards to that. How is this affecting our kids? And I'm afraid that we're going to have a generation of kids coming up in the next 20 years that are going to be they're not going to be able to handle any of this in any shape, way, or form. We think it's bad now with
Wait,
the
about 30
boomers
years
and
from
with
now.
us and
I'll be dead
with
by
the
then.
millennials. It's going to be absolutely horrid for them because none of them are going to know how to handle any situation of any kind.
Well, they'll never understand what it's like to be told, "Oh, you did a shitty job, but you can always do better,"
Yeah.
because they've heard throughout life, "Oh, that's the best piece of shit you ever took on my carpet ever. Good
Yeah.
job. Maybe next time you can take a better piece of shit into my toilet over there." And then you're
Yeah,
sitting there,
all of that. And
"Oh
this
God, I can
has
smell it.
and this
Someone
thing with
hit a
Kaylee,
skunk. It's coming
that's
through my window. God damn it!"
yeah, it's
But don't attack people like this. And society has been dehumanizing people for the past years. It has, ever since the lockdowns and emergency checks came out. It has created a new society of laziness. And the people that are suffering this are not the people that can still work and have a healthy atmosphere. It's the people that are on social assistance and disability, because now we have a trope going on where everyone believes they're, God, that skunk got up here far. What the fuck? Did you smack it up 21 stories? Jesus Christ, that always smells skunk.
oh shit.
Fucking hell, man.
That's awful.
But it's,
I know I
it's-
shouldn't laugh, but I can't help.
no, you can laugh. And laughter's a good thing. And there's become a reliance. And it's like we've been dehumanized for 2 years, as Rogue Disney says. But have we become the demons at the same time if we're no longer soulless?
Yeah.
How is it affecting our adults? My wife is black, and because of a lack of facial expressions, the necessity of yelling at my seems to my wife that everyone is yelling at the black girl. Damn.
Yeah.
That's where our generation needs to start working for schools. They need to get the fucking activists out of the teaching community. That's the problem.
Yeah.
They need to get. That's one thing. Like I'm not a parent. You guys know the story what happened with my twins and the ex's drug habit. But teachers are there to be trusted to teach, not make new activists and agenda and propaganda. And that's now becoming a parent's worst fear when it comes to education. Where to trust, and can I homeschool?
Yep, that is so very true. And here's what I'll tell you. I make no bones about where I live. I live in Idaho.
I like potatoes.
You damn right I like potatoes.
Potatoes are awesome.
Yes, they are. Surprisingly, though, I don't think they're our biggest export anymore. But that's neither here or there.
What is
But
your
with
biggest
living
export?
you would think with living in Idaho that we would have a little easier time dealing with teachers. But I can tell you that on the university level, especially over in Boise, with the people that think that they're God's gift to everybody.
Oh God!
That place has started to turn into mini San Francisco,
All right.
and we're now dealing with that. And
All right,
then
hold
of
on.
course,
One second.
And then go ahead.
Sorry, 1 second. This is going. You have to be polite. That means you can't bash this person or be slanderous, Eagle Rider. Nod your head if you understand. I swear to God, I'm being serious. Thank you.
I'm not gonna do that stuff.
I'm saying that because I gave these two gentlemen the same thing. They came and vouched for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There you go, Ryder.
Right.
But yeah, we're dealing with that crap on the university level, and of course, dealing with BSU. You know, there's a reason why it's called BS because I hate them. They all suck. But even so,
Isn't Virginia doing the same thing as Florida and Texas right now? Though, aren't they trying? They're thinking about the same thing. They're right now they're rejecting mandates and they're going to be pulling out.
well, with Virginia,
neither was Isaac's,
Yeah.
but Vito's been kind of. I had to get a point of view out. So yeah.
Yeah, Virginia, they just transitioned over their governor, although I think things will get better because the people that voted him in, they have very specific things that they want. And if they don't get it, I have a feeling that it's going to get to that point of oh holy hell being unleashed in some shape, way, or form. But yeah, as I said, with my state has been what would be considered solidly red, very conservative, very Republican, whatever you want to call it, for quite a long time. But even with that, this shit has crept in on the university level and in some of the local school district level.
You said you're in Idaho?
Yeah, I'm in Idaho, yeah.
I have news for you. It's not a recent thing. That was in the colleges and the university up there when I met my husband 20 years ago.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. And that's what happens when you allow, as much as we want to be liberal towards people, be free and open to people, there are certain ideologies that will take advantage of that and then start the twisting and the warping, and that's what's happening. And it's because we haven't, as parents and as constituents and as taxpayers, stood up and said, no, this is dumb. We basically more or less just left things on automatic, assuming that our elected officials would do the things necessary to keep things in check, and that's not the case. And yes, it's only been within the past 2 years since the lockdowns happened, especially in a lot of these bigger states and more of these purplish/blue states where things like the CRT or any of this woke stuff, any level of it, has been exposed and been shown because it is because of the lockdowns that people now know this, because of the teachers still doing the same things they were doing in their classroom. They were doing it on their Zoom calls. And with the kids being home, the parents saw, and every single parent said, what the fuck?
I was going to tell you. Go ahead.
I want you guys quickly to just to see this. Now, remember I read the tweet earlier with the whole P, whatever you want to call it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Look who threw down and got in on this. Keemstar himself from Drama Alert. If you don't know who he is.
He's been raising hell on it.
Because he's a great non-offending. There is no such thing. If you are attracted to Ks, you are an enemy to society as a whole. I can agree with that. You're a fucking monster.
I'm with him.
If you defend these people in any way, you're also an enemy to society as a whole. And then he quote tweets Captain Vito here. But, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with that. And there's Nina. He changed his profile pic to yours for a bit with that name. Looks like a lawsuit, says Jane.
Yep.
And non-offending. Yeah, it just goes on and on.
Now, somebody like us who may be content creators but are not necessarily fully in the public sphere, not like how, let's say, an actor or a
big
politician
channel
is.
Necessarily even. Because a lot of the big channels start hitting that popularity levels.
There's still a possibility that that this person could be sued for. I keep forgetting which one's which, but it's not.
He's going after people that are not public figures. He's going after people that are just everyday accounts and stuff. But I was going to comment because of what you were saying about Idaho and stuff. Because remember, Even in a lot of the chats I've been in, you remember me tirading about the college professors that were basically trying to force me to write things to their political side, and they were deducting me points if I wrote opinions they didn't like in creative writing. That was in Coeur d'Alene.
And that doesn't surprise me.
The thing that most people miss is what happened right here in his statement with this. Non-offending means that we. Why we? He included himself in that. Understand the breaking of the existing laws. Yeah.
Yeah, and the notice he said the only reason they're not doing it is because they're afraid of the law.
So there's still a monster. Yeah. Well, it's like the monster under the bed, Rosetta. It's afraid of the light, but it doesn't mean it's still not a monster when the dark comes off.
My point is he absolutely unmasked himself, and he's scared of this. And this is the guy who made all these enemies because he was railing tooth and nail defending cuties months ago.
Yeah, he was one of them, and that was up there with Vosh and everyone else, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say Vito has decided to take things to the next level, and he has not only done stuff like this, he has decided to take and buy domain names of Jeremy Griggs, Stephanie, Yellow Flash, Ryan Kinnell, and others. And this is what he did with Ryan Kinnell. Sorry for showing this again. This is what he did. And I can't sleep, Daryl. You want the invite? Let me know. I'll bring you on. I don't have a car. I've never driven one, Tim. You can't have something I don't have.
You did see what I shared that was part of his attacks on people today, right? Where he was openly.
No, I have not. I've been going through this.
Okay, but before you got over there, I shared it with them over on Tuck and Roll when they were talking about this. He went to somebody who called out his posts on that, saying that this was creepy behavior towards that stuff, and started making comments about their sibling. And when they pointed out that their sibling's underage, he started asking for pictures of them.
Yeah, I saw that. I can't tell if he was being sarcastic or being.
I don't care either way. That's really gross and disgusting. You don't do that.
No, it is gross. Yeah. The joke in itself is not funny. It's not there. But he also went after Kaylee and about her looks. That was something that bothered me. I'm not trying to do like that. We have 19 people here. Why aren't you in bed?
I ask myself that question. Why am
I'm not even up at 3 a.m. in the morning, but this shit hit the fan. So the website's there. You, Daryl, if you want to come on, if you're able to. I know your wife's sleeping. But the debate is, first of all, A, you're a fucking monster. B, Keemstar's even jumped in. This is probably going to be a quartering video for tomorrow, any money. But Vito has now gone to the point where he's taking these people's names and making domains out of them and then seeing what to do next. He thinks he's funny about it. That's right, 3 people left. Hi, lurkers. How you doing? And I don't agree with his tactics. I don't agree with how he's going about trying to get attention or trying to prove a point. And any fucking person under the sun who tries to humanize or even de-monsterize the attraction of youngers, you need to get the fuck out of my chat.
Yeah.
Block me on Twitter. Because as soon as that shit starts becoming a norm, or you think that that's going to have any type of ground, that you think you have the right, that whatever this is, no one has the right to take the innocence of a child until they grow up and they lose it themselves. And the innocence, I mean, is the ability of creativity, imagination, and seeing the world through their eyes before reality starts smacking them the fuck around. And this shit is just nasty. Walton, there's a link in your fucking goddamn chat, dude. Get the fuck in here. And I was even debating this earlier, and Walton could vouch for me. And it was not until I saw the Ryan Kinnell website that I was like, all right, who's awake? And that's where my debate question was before. When we defend people that are being attacked that we care about, we respect, or we look up to, however you want to say it, is a retweet or a share causing more damage to that with that fire, or is it showing your allegiance to those people? Does it depend on the circumstance? As long as you're calm and you're not bashing him.
Don't stoop to his level.
All
right, Jill. I understand. I can't at the moment. Thanks for the invite. No problem. No one wants to be on Pat Stevens. I get it. Y'all don't love me. So.
Oh, no one. Thanks.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know the stream was about you. Welcome to Pat Stevens.
You said no one. That's nice of the 3 of us.
Yeah, but you were talking about your really. But you're the only one who overreacted.
I'm giving you shit. You know it.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't acknowledge your shit.
It makes me
Um,
glad my office is away from the rest of the sleeping quarters. Although my daughter still
As long as you're
gripes and saying-
respectful, Mackany, because yeah. So I'm guessing this is probably just fucked up shit. I sent you a link, Mac. As long as you're not swearing. Pretty much, Vito's on a rampage. His comment right there got called out by a bunch of people, and he has now taken the domain names of Jeremy Griggs, Ryan Kinnell, Stephanie, Yellow Flash, and Lady Gravemaster, and is probably making stupid sites like the RyanKinnell.com, which is pretty much mocking him. And I was having pretty much a discussion, pretty much calling out like, where's your humanity gone? People came on, and he attacked Kaylee as well based off her looks. That's all they seem to do lately. That's the one thing that's been bothering me ever since the Gina Carano shit happened. Every time Kaylee steps up and throws down not only a bravey but holds her ground, the only thing these people ever can do is attack them based off their looks, especially Kaylee. Like I'm like that's it's like watching high school. Like, oh look, your face is crooked or some shit. That's the only thing they can go back to. It's like
looks, race, and sex is basically all they ever talk about.
All right,
it really is.
All they can do is just go on those basic.
Hello, Mock, sweetie.
Here.
You're muted, bro.
Mock, we can't hear you.
And honestly, YouTube, you shouldn't be protecting people like this. I don't care how much money they make you on your fucking channel. I don't. They said something fucking stupid. They're going after other YouTubers that are probably doing just as much money for you. And this is pretty much platform attack.
Okay, there we go. Hey, guys.
There's our boy. Hi, Mock, sweetie.
Do you know what's going on, Mac? Have you seen that?
So
Vito
all
shit?
I know, so all I know is that before my stream started, or while I was streaming, all I saw was the tweet that one of Vito's, I guess, supporters,
Ian Miles Chung.
No, one of them was, I think it was Purpley Villa. She was showing Steph my nerdy home and going after her domain or something like that. And then all I saw was I was streaming, so I didn't listen to the Snowdub stream. And
Who's Snowdub?
Jolly.
Ha 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 ha.
So
I don't know if there was a fat bastard on it earlier.
So
I mean,
so just kind of okay. So just kind of clarify just one more time, just what's going on here, because I'm seeing it blow up all over the place right now.
I'll lay it out like this.
Okay.
Because I usually, you know me, I usually don't cover this shit.
Yeah. You've made a pact this year to stay the hell out of it.
Stay out of a lot of fucking bullshit. Like, I'll give my mind, but this is what's been going on so far. This is Vito. It's not Vito. Sorry.
Yeah, we all know Vito. Yeah.
This is all the domains he has bought and then posted on his Twitter. Yellow Flash guy, Lady Gravemaster. This is Yellow Gravemaster talking about the shit, and he just goes yoink, and then is taking her name and saying and trying to teach you a lesson. Then attacking Kaylee for chromosomes and her looks. And then we have him. This is the RyanKinnell.com that is now a slander website.
I see.
So that's a Fortnite sign. Don't worry about that one. But that's what's been going on. And I think this is all based from the one comment about how he was trying to protect how pedophiles are fine as long as they never break the law. They're okay. Pretty much. I'm like, they're not okay. And it's been an ongoing shit show, I'm guessing, for the last, 8 hours? I know this happened this morning.
Okay.
All right, I've got one thing to share with you here.
I'm gonna be the guy to say this is what happens when you get punched in the face. That's pretty much it. And Tim, yeah, I know it's an uncomfortable subject. Take care.
Yeah.
Take care,
Tim.
Tim.
Hug, sweetie.
Be good, Tim.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Let me blow that up there. Now, the one thing that I did study quite a bit of, and I was working on getting a degree for before I ran out of money, was the study was communications with an emphasis on rhetoric. And what this person did with Kaylee is this one here, the genetic fallacy.
Okay,
Judging
is that-
something good or bad on the basis of where it comes from or whom it comes. Or it could also be the no true Scotsman, making what could be called an appeal to purity as a way to dismiss relevant criticism or flaws of an argument. So him calling Kaylee what he did, I said either one of those I believe would fit into that, and it just makes him, it just shows the level of malice and the level of stupidity that this person harbors. And I think at the end of the day, if you really want to do a deep dive into the human psyche, a lot of things that happen from people like this is projecting. If they're willing to do this to everybody else, this is exactly what they think of themselves. So they may have that narcissistic side of them that says, no, that's not true, I'm doing this to them to teach them a lesson. But at the end of the day, that's exactly what they think of themselves.
So yeah, well, that's what we're dealing with a lot with the last 2 years is people projecting. They're always attacking everyone else for their own fucking hyperbolic prerogatives.
Okay.
Are you getting it? You're going through the Twitter right now, aren't you, Mackie?
Yeah, just kind of looking through the feed and just kind of seeing how everybody's reactions to this. I'm kind of having
Mixed.
like, well. I know you told me to be respectful and such, and that's
Thank
what
you.
I will be. I just my question is, my question is, you're probably expecting me to kind of go into an outburst of anger and to be.
No, you sound more disappointed and done with people like this. You're angry as fuck and you want to rage and say a couple words, but you respect the fact that I don't want it. So it's kind of like a hit and miss.
But at the same time, I'm like, yeah, I've gone past the anger point, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm just disappointed and such like that. Like, I, of course, I'm gonna stand by, people who are being targeted, people who affect this, staff during this. I still support them and such. And my stance is that, Vito,
Yeah.
I think the most respectable way I can say this is that Vito at this point he
You can't call them names, but you can swear.
No. I'm trying to say this the best way I can. He has clearly revoked his humanity at this point.
Yeah.
His humanity has been revoked. He is completely discarded that, because we've seen this before many times before, especially my first experience, my kind of like experience is that we saw this with the comic book industry and such, comic YouTubers like your boy Zach and such having the doing that and criticizing and such, and then they're getting targeted, they're getting threatened, they're getting doxxed and all that kind of stuff. So seeing what this is nothing new, although this is, I will say, this is a new level of low. I am very unsure what the parties involved are going to be able to do about this.
Especially on a legal standpoint, because that's something it would have to fall under state lines and how web law changes if it does change.
Yeah.
I'm not very familiar with American law at this point.
Right.
Well,
So-
unfortunately, the libel laws in this country are. It's very
complicated.
Hard.
It's hard. It's hard to kind of push for a libel law, but
That really got to me though, what he did with, laughing and making fun of people saying to stop child predators and sharing pictures of people's kids dressed up as predator in doing it.
And changing his name to protect your children, which is
like
kind
a
of
James Gunn kind of thing. Kind of.
Yeah.
I mean, kind of. Just.
I'd hate to say it, far worse actually. Gunn made horrible jokes, but he was still doing it as dark humor. This, I think, is well beyond that. I think there's sincerity in what he's doing.
Yeah, Vito has failed in his humanity, and I will guarantee you this. This is going to turn into an absolute like firestorm on Monday because everybody's going to be talking about this.
I don't give it Monday.
What
I
is
give
it?
I give it quartering tomorrow.
Yeah, quartering tomorrow.
I hope he does
I
it.
guarantee you, that Jeremy, Ryan, everybody involved is going to be, speaking up about this. So expect that. Um, the the only thing I can really say is, I mean, the only thing I can look at, I look at this and say, okay, Vito he is a person that I need to stay far away. You know what the funny thing was? I saw what was the first sign I saw was while I was streaming. I was looking through the con chat and they brought this up, and Snowdub brought up the lack of
T.
testicles. That's what I call them, lack of
Yeah.
testicles. And it's my statement on that person will never change at this point. He is just a pathetic troll. He is a pathetic troll, and he always will be. He will spend the rest of his waking days as a miserable, pathetic troll who. And I will try to say this the nicest way possible. The day that he leaves this earth, very few people will
Give a damn.
will care.
Yep.
Yeah.
If some aren't
Okay.
celebrating if they continued this route.
I'm
not condoning it. I'm saying because
I'm not condoning it.
they will hurt so many people that people will be bitter back. And it's not even that necessarily that those people want to be that kind of person.
Right.
It's that it is hard when you get hurt by people, when you have people do horrible things to you, when you have people target you so much. It's hard not to feel a relief when they're no longer there to hurt you.
It's the looking over. Sorry, it's the looking over the shoulder thing, pretty much. That's what you're saying.
Yeah, it's the way I was with my ex. I was relieved to find out he wasn't alive. It's horrible to say. It's horrible to say, but there's a reality.
As a victim, it's not horrible to say as a victim. It means you can actually take a weight off your shoulders. It's one less thing you have to worry about when you wake up in the morning. So that's not
you have to worry about opening your door and that horrible person's there ready to abuse you all over again.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about all this that's been going on with this happening, and then last week, of course, there was that big thing with Tim Pool getting swatted, and then we think we know why, and it wasn't because of JM. It was definitely more political focus.
It had to do with the woman that was banned off Twitter not too long ago because and the fact that they live in DC, and since they're so close to so many DC officials, it is now probably going to be handled by federal agents at this point, and they will find the person who did it. Because if this was a target attack based on political values, it's a whole different playfield.
Yep.
And so, as much as I would love to say, in years past, you would have been absolutely right. The whole thing with swatting. That sucks. Everything about it sucks.
It is.
The problem that I foresee with this is if it does get handled above the state level by the federal level, I do not have the faith in the various bureaus that would investigate it precisely because
of their track record with
their track record and history.
With the Rittenhouse. Yes, with
the past 5 years, if not longer, they have proven themselves to be
corrupt, cronyist,
very extremely corrupt. I don't trust them to do a proper investigation, let alone bring anybody to justice. Because if this was indeed a political hit, which is exactly what it's looking like, it's because Tim, even though as he puts it, milquetoast, blah blah blah, he was still willing to have somebody on that he doesn't necessarily fully agree with, but tends to lean more towards right now because the other side has gone, in his opinion and in his own words, completely insane.
Exactly.
So it wouldn't surprise me if this was indeed a political hit designed to send a message. But if it is, if this was orchestrated by somebody within, let's say, an existing power structure, whether it be a sitting, hypothetically, let's say somebody that's sitting in Congress or in any of the other branches of government or one of their underlings.
I was looking at my notes.
Did somebody swat you?
Yep, somebody swatted us.
Did they really?
Yep, somebody swatted us. So that's
How do you know?
what that
How do you
was.
know?
I have somebody texting me.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
so Tim's gonna
Wow.
take
You can
care of
tell he
this.
was very angry about that. So yeah,
Yeah, he was extremely
and he
pissed.
still is, and he still is,
And he should be. This, you know,
Mhm. He has every right
he's
to
got
be.
to that point where he has very little trust in a lot of things, and he moved to where he specifically where he's at to get away from a lot of this crap.
Hey,
And
Kyla.
And still it kind
Yeah,
of catches
and-
up. Mhm.
And
And it
Van,
still
I see you there, Van Vidal. Kaylee is the nicest person I follow on Twitter. I agree. I'm gonna keep off the bashing to a certain degree, but I do agree he's a loser. I'm on the side of the FBI, and I'm on the side of the FBI and Changer since Hoover was dancing in a skirt. I wouldn't know. I don't have the same skirt. Well, and one more thing. Sorry. YouTube me says, since effing when did people have that much faith? I don't have any faith in any type of. I have no faith in politicians, law enforcement, nothing.
Mhm.
I have faith in two things: the fire department and ambulances.
Yep.
Yeah,
Um,
and
I
it's sad
will-
that it's got to that point. You know,
Mhm.
at one point in my life, I would have said yes, they would do the right thing. Odds are they would do the right thing. But you're right. About the past 10 years, when it comes to things of this world and what's still in this world, there's only a few things, and I can count them on my hand, that I trust. I trust myself, I trust my family, and I trust in my abilities with what was handled there. You know, it's sad that I've got to that point, but there's really not a whole lot of other choice. And of course, I trust all you guys because I know all you and you're all fun.
Oh, you're
Just
disappointed.
every round.
Daryl says, "Damn straight, my kids are grown, but I will always feel like that, even with ones that are not my kids." That's because you start with the people you start taking care of or dealing with on a daily basis. They eventually become part of you in a way. So you will take the shirt off your back to keep them warm. You will make sure there's food there for them before yourself, because you have that ability. It's taking care of someone, whether it be very little or very much. And yeah, Daryl, I think you're a great dad.
Yeah,
You're a good husband, man.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm looking at the video tweets and everything, and we looked up. We were talking about this about just kind of like great villains and such on Teacher Historian, and it reminded me of this. What
Doing good,
defines? Say it again.
I said doing good, Carl. Sorry, I was reading the chat.
Okay, I was gonna say what I think the point. Of course, I think the point where where you can say that someone like Vito is pure evil is the point where they lose all of their humanity.
But is he pure evil or just making stupid choices? How do you know the line? Because he could just be doing this because it's getting people in this chat fucking his Twitter up or lighting. It's getting people going to his channel. He's going to use this for videos.
If he's screwing with predatory stuff, even as a joke, that's evil. Even if it's to try to get attention,
it's emotional manipulation of a
It's
monster.
emotional manipulation. Yeah. It's a line. Okay, it is.
I'm not defending his actions.
I know. It's just weirdo. It's a line that he's clearly crossed, and he's doing it on purpose. And it's he wants to be the villain. He wants to be the villain. Everything he sets him out to be. And
my villains.
Here's my thing. And my thing is, at some point, I do believe this. I do believe this. You call me naive, but I will believe this. At some point, this is going to bite back at him.
Oh, it is. It is.
Yes. It's going to be, and I'm assuming
he posted receipts, for God's sakes. How stupid can you be?
And it's going to be to a very severe, maybe not, but to a very severe degree.
And I agree, he is looking for attention. So the question goes back again, when retweeting or sharing out, or even what I'm doing now, am I helping a situation with discussion and debate, or am I only fueling the fire to give that thing attention? Where do we know when to fight that battle and actually have a discussion like we are right now? Because none of us are shitting on them.
No.
So does this benefit people understanding what's going on, or do you think it's also hurting the situation at the same time because this might fuel the fire? If you ever got his eyes on here, he's like, people on the internet are discussing fairly.
Yeah, and that's a tightrope, and that's a dilemma to decide because you have this one side of people who wants him completely taken down, completely deplatformed, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
My suggestion is no. Don't let
him burn himself.
The light show. Yeah, let the light show. The light. He has just shown his true colors to the world. You, in some cases, you probably don't. This might be a situation. This might end up being a situation where you don't have to do anything. You just need to step back. You don't even because sunlight's the best system disinfectant. Let the world see who truly is, and understand it's that when the world see who his truly is, all he will have left are his followers, and it will show how truly messed up this situation is, and the people that he truly associates with, and the people who support people who still support him after all this, and who are like championing this. Yeah, let the world know. Let everybody see it.
Okay, so Walton says it doesn't matter who knows who likes who, or who anyone is. There are lines that should never be crossed. Hell no, we don't kneel for the ballot. That is true.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But the thing is, with the phalanx is a defensive position, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. No, it's a hell of an offense too, though.
It can't be an offense as well.
You can get 50 spears in a hedge and then charge them forward, and you have now a spear point that is just busted through a line.
Okay. Oh, okay, that makes sense. So it's a versatile stance depending on circumstance.
Yeah, and likewise, it can also be used very well to repel any sort of horse charge, because the horse is going to get impaled in the first two ranks. The third rank is going to get jabs in the night.
You play way too much D&D.
I play a lot of fucking.
I can't wait to get back into it with you.
I'm kidding. But no, I get what you're saying, and I get what Walton's saying too. Yes, stand your ground, but can our spears still be strong if we're just making ourselves what did Pink Floyd say? Another brick in the wall? But in this instance, it would be another target on the archery field, pretty much.
I would say for that case, it would be and I do agree with you, Stephen, and Walton, absolutely. I would say it would be a case of fight smart, not hard.
Fight as smart. I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry. Evil Dead just popped in my head.
Right, but when traversing through this, and especially for against somebody like Vito, you got to be smart about this.
Yeah, I agree with the smartness.
Smart. Mm-hmm.
I agree. I agree.
Make sure be tactical. Be tactical, and make sure that you not only just the advantage and the ball's your court, in that you now have control of the board. You are the board now. You put Vito in a spot where he can't do anything.
Are you saying this is like the lash out then, what he's just trying to do with the websites? He's trying to make it so outlandish to just claim that he still has some type of power over any type of situation, no matter how shit his take is?
He's got these people living in his head rent free. He is so envious and jealous of what quote unquote power and influence they have. He's out there trying to steal their brand and try to dirty it up. But all he's doing by giving these receipts on Twitter and making it to where anybody can save image.
Hi.
All he's doing is just really hurting himself. The only people going to follow him are the dirtbags that think this is cool, this is funny, ha 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 ha. But the normies that were there are not going to think that Vito is anything special when they wake up on Sunday.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll put it this way. And one way you could look at this and kind of be more smart about this is look at the people replying. Look at the people who are supporting, Steph, Ryan, everything, those guys. And look at that compared to the people who are supporting Vito's side. And not just on, and I don't mean just on numbers, but look at how they're handling it. Look at how the people who are not happy about this, look at how they're looking at this, and they're not going full blast with curses and everything.
No, but they're still
Because
getting dogpiled on by the followers because the followers are another type of fuel. They're the petroleum to its jelly, if you want to look at it that way.
Mhm. And that's where the whole blaming people for sicking their followers on it, and it's a complicated issue because everybody wants to get out of everybody wants to be able to get out of this and be able to get out of the situation with little damage as possible.
No. You have dirt bags like this that make situations like this.
I get it. I get that. I understand
want to
that.
bloody his nose so
You can't-
effectively he never thinks about doing something like this again. So you have to you can go at it from two ways. You can be like, we're going to ignore this, we're going to be higher than the thread, or we can
Right.
just literally shine a spotlight on him and say, look what this dirtbag's doing, here's the receipts for it all. He went and picked on Kaylee, one of our very good friends and one of the sweetest ladies we know. And then all of a sudden you have like a day where Vito's walking around in his shitty little neighborhood, and some guy who's 17 or 18 thinks Geeks and Gamers is pretty cool. He's going to see him and be like, hey, you fat guinea fuck. And he's going to go right after him and beat his ass. First. I'm just saying, that's probably going to be what happens, because Vito is not athletic. Vito is not somebody who should be outside unattended.
I understand that, and the thing is, it's a weird game to play. It is a weird situation because the third factor is, what is the social media like? What are the social media companies are going to do? What are the platforms going to do?
Well, they won't do anything really. That's the thing, though, because it's just falling on the court of social opinion or social platform opinion rather than discussion and retrospective.
All we have to do is just say, for any supporters of the little fat fuck, is we have to say, if you are helping this guy out, if you're dogpiling on the people he targeted, you are supporting anybody who values and favors Peter Stee, or whatever we want to call it for the
Pedophile.
Yeah, Pedophile. You're valuing that above people that are trying to help society within arm's reach.
Right.
That's what you're valuing.
This
and you
is
broadcast that.
Yeah.
I will say what Vito is doing is much worse compared to the people who constantly spout out the whole, if you're into something like lolicon and such, then you are the P word.
No, yeah, or if you like the short statures and all of a sudden,
short stature.
Yeah, by the way,
I do think that
was
this
started by adult women who
I know that
look like children.
I know,
anybody out there who wants context to that.
Oh boy.
But what I'm saying is, what Vito is doing is much worse compared to that. He is absolutely much worse. It's like that, it's like looking at things compared to like a lot of what Vito's kind of like opinions are is reminded me a lot of when people will call out Vosh for those same things, for kind of that same mindset, that same mentality and such. At some point, it's just like, I do believe in karma. I do believe in divine, interventions and stuff like that. I really do. So, so it's part of the religious that I still have in me. But it's the way I guess from my personal standpoint, I look at this as like I'm unsure on how to. If I was
Approach it.
in like Steph's or Jeremy's, I would be unsure on how to approach this because it feels like there's only like one right way, but there's only so many wrong ways to go at it.
Mm-hmm.
I
And
mean,
you
I
got to.
don't see Steph and Jeremy and Ryan even being hurt nearly as bad as like Thomas Gilkey could be or Kaylee could be.
Now I need to ask you this. I need to ask you this without I guess being too descriptive or something that would get Steven's channel in trouble. What did Vito say about Kaylee?
He was pretty much judging her looks. She was like, what was the exact?
Was it in that similar vein of like that Twitter user who said that they would actually go?
Jesus Christ, how many chromosomes are you missing exactly?
So it was similar. Okay, so it sounded similar to what, when Jarbo the Hutt was saying something about Thomas, and we all got, and I did too. We all got blinded to that anger.
It's okay. That anger is good. It fuels things.
It does, because we understand that both Thomas and Kaylee, they do go through. They have things that they do go through.
Yeah, they have their own personal demons like everyone else does.
And we have so much love, and we want to make sure that we love them and we protect them, and that we're always you don't mess with them.
You can fuck with Makani, you can fuck with Ryan Cannell, you can fuck with Jeremy Griggs, because these are guys that if you fuck with them, they're going to punch you back, and probably harder.
You screw with Rosetta, and she'll punch you back, and I know that because I have been looking at Rosetta. I've been looking at all the stuff that they have gone after Rosetta multiple times for not just her history, but denying her Native American traditions, denying her Native American heritage, denying all this stuff about her, and she handles it like I've never seen anybody else could handle it. And I think it is the best way to approach it, because you're showing sunlight. You're kind of shining the light back at them.
Yeah.
And I think that's what it is that I think that's one thing. I think that's kind of the important. I think that's something that you definitely want to consider, is not just playing, being smart about kind of moving forward to this, but do it in a way where it shines the light right back at him.
Yeah. If I was going to guess how it's going to go down over the next 24-48, all of the larger channels that do have the larger audience, they're all going to go and basically call it out for what it is. They will handle the sunlight part on it. For someone like Kaylee, it's either, as much as it sucks, it's really going to be up to her as far as how, if she even chooses to do anything. Personally, if somebody was to do something like that to me, now I know I'm not the prettiest guy out there in the world, but I don't consider myself ugly either. But if somebody was to grab a screen cap of one of the pictures that I have posted, and they're out there, I would ignore them, because at that point, that's going to probably be the best thing. Don't dignify any of the stupid stuff with the response. And if anybody that runs within your group chooses to tell anybody who does something like that where to go, what to do with themselves, etc., that's up to them. And then behind the scenes, I would thank them for it, because that's it's a tough one. It really is.
It is a tough one, but I will tell Kate, and I know it's kind of an older way of saying, I know it's kind of like an old way of saying this, but I would tell Kaylee and Thomas right now, just understand this. You have so many people who love you and support you. You have a much stronger heart than he will ever have. He is broken. He has no humanity left inside of him. That's where you have that's where you are better. That's where you will win in the end, because they can't break you. They're not going to break you because you're better. You've just think of it this way. I would tell Thomas and Kaylee, he just showed his ass. He just showed his butt in front of everybody. Who's the best? Now think about that. Who actually looks better? Who actually looks the worst? Him or you? And
I'm horrifying.
It's him.
And on that, my internet is going out a lot right now, so I am gonna dip.
We're gonna wrap up soon. I just want to thank you guys actually, because I just chat's dying out. I'm finally exhausted, and I just wanted to get a good conversation. So thank you guys.
Yeah.
Well,
Because these are rare for me. These are fucking rare. I usually don't talk about stuff like this shit ever.
I just wanted to thank you for caring and calling this out, because I try to ignore most of the drama. Most of the time when they come at me, it's okay, I'll retweet it, I'll mock them slightly, and then I'll either mute them or block them, and I don't fucking care, and I don't look at them again,
Mm-hmm.
And that's the reason I will do the retweets and stuff, is just so other people see what these people really are. It's the same reason I screenshot it every time I have to retweet it for that kind of
And
crap.
also look at and also something else to think about this. This shit is all on social media.
Yeah, everyone has receipts.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, how about look at it this way? Say if Vito did this in real life with people in public, on people who don't live on social media.
Mm-hmm.
That would make Vito even more of a pariah, more of a despicable, human being, or who lost his humanity.
Yeah.
He would not look good in any light, especially if this was done in public.
People, and this is, I know probably it's hard for you to say. I take my beliefs very seriously, and as repugnant and evil and inhumane as I think he is, I'm still going to pray for him and his followers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to hope that they get better. That said, if half the shit he said today turns out to be true, I'm also going to hope that he ends up either in jail or taken out in some way, that he can hurt people. And I'm not saying kill or any of that stuff. I'm saying that he's stopped from hurting people if it ends up true.
Thank you.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not encouraging anything like that. I'm being very careful with the wording there. I'm saying if it turns out true, I want him in jail. I want him in some living condition where he can't hurt people. And that's the only way I'm going to go with that. If it turns out true,
I will put
he
it this way.
Be able to hurt people.
I will put it this way with what Vito was doing tonight. Reality has a funny way of biting right back at his butt. Reality has a funny way of doing that.
There's this girl I knew named Black Carla, because there was about 7 Carlas I knew and kind of messed around with before I was 25. And Black Carla was this very beautiful but very tall lady. She reminded me of like Grace Jones from Conan the Destroyer. And she's like, I don't need to fuck with nobody. Karma fuck with everybody. And that bitch got everybody address.
Yep.
So I think that's really the takeaway on this that I need to focus on, because the Kaylee issue, I'm pissed about. Like, seriously, Kaylee.
Yeah, because she is the sweetest, most softly spoken person.
Kaylee was in my chat during the stream tonight. So it was so much fun having her here. Always fun seeing her. So she's always just this huge ball of sunshine. So
yeah. And with that, I'm gonna wrap this up. I need to go to bed. It's 10 before in the morning. Thank you, chat. I usually don't do these, but hey, thank you guys for coming on and not being like, what the fuck's wrong with Steven? And with that,
what's wrong with you?
Okay, Pan Gallery. You guys get some sleep wherever you are. It's bounding into comics, motherfucker. God damn it.
Oh no.
Okay, no man, I appreciate it.
You know, my buddies, my friends who don't
ABIC.
follow the Fandom Menace, they go to Bounty Comics for
Loved
all
it.
their
Thank you.
comic information.
Yeah.
So
That's-
They're a great
there's something
resource.
to be said.
They've got good writers there.
Yeah.
Haster, you're catching the end of the stream, but pretty much it was just a discussion and kind of like a show on what's going on with jackasses on the internet.
And I will, and before you sign off, I will say one last thing. And I just want to say this is a positive. I want to say congratulations to everybody on the panel and everybody in the chat. You guys are handling this situation with class, and that's what should be doing.
I already got limited ads, so I'm not worried. It's
no, I'm just saying you guys are handling this with a respectable manner. And,
well, it's because I don't, but that's the way I like doing it. That's why I don't talk about it as much. I'm also not going to do this every time I have an emotional conversation. I'm not going to stay up until 4 o'clock in the morning.
no,
Because
we
I'm
got to
fucking
sleep.
exhausted. But you guys in the chat, I do need sleep because I'm going to be up in a couple hours streaming again because I play video games. So we'll probably get the fuck out. On-off culture politics is what you and me are reserved for. Reserve game. Yeah, I would rather talk about it when it means something than talk about it and burn myself out. That's why I play video games because and Babylon 5, or even anime, it's fun.
Mm-hmm. And just if you guys see Thomas or Kaylee or anybody, affected by this, just send them a message. Just tell them, hey, we love you. You are absolutely awesome. You are nothing what Vinny, Vito.
Why would you insult Vinny?
No. I mean, no. You are what everything Vito may say or will say about you. You are not. You are none of that. We absolutely love you, and we're here for you no matter what.
I wouldn't even say his name. They're mocking him.
No, that's fine.
The guy is a troll. Let him stay under the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Treat it like lack of testicles.
Pretty much. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to fight.